97 Eyewitness News at 6:30 starts now.
A suburban stable owner accused of assaulting a girl. Tonight, police searching for other potential victims.
Mayor Brandon Johnson tried to downplay concerns about his plan to hold federal agents more accountable.
But first, the FBI releases video of a possible suspect as the search for Nancy Guthrie enters a 10th day. And that video retrieved from Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera.
Well, the person is wearing what appears to be a winter face mask, a backpack and gloves. ABC's Melissa Dunn has the latest tonight on this new video.
Chilling new video released by the FBI showing an armed person outside the Arizona home of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie in the very early hours of the morning, the day she disappeared. FBI Director Kash Patel sharing these images on social media, posting these previously inaccessible images that show an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera. Investigators had previously said the camera was disconnected around 1:47 a.m. on February 1st. You can see a person wearing a backpack, a mask, and gloves. The FBI saying this person is armed. You can see what appears to be a gun in this person's front waistband. In one video, it appears this person tries to cover the camera with a plant.
You can get a lot of information now, not only off of the gloves and front of the backpack, but also his height, his weight, that he may have had the mustache, the color of his eyes, potentially.
Savannah Guthrie posting the photos to her Instagram saying, "We believe she is still alive. Bring her home." Just yesterday, Guthrie posting this heart-wrenching video, pleading for the public's help to find her mom, calling this an hour of desperation.
We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home.
Investigators say Nancy Guthrie was last seen alive the evening of Saturday, January 31st. After coming home from her daughter Annie's home, Nancy was reported missing the next day. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to the whereabouts of Nancy Guthrie. Melissa Dunn, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Melissa, thank you for the latest. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson today trying to downplay concerns about his executive order that aims to hold federal agents accountable for rogue behavior. And this comes after the Cook County State's Attorney raised concerns about possible conflicts. ABC 7 political reporter Craig Wall tells us the issue is what role the mayor will play in having investigations referred for prosecution.
Mayor Johnson says he has every right to give direction to police when it comes to investigations. The question is whether he would actively take part in reviewing which cases then get sent to the state's attorney's office for consideration. Mayor Brandon Johnson pushing back against criticism of his executive order that is meant to rein in rogue immigration agents. It comes on the heels of two shootings, one fatal during Operation Midway Blitz.
It's been visibly and arguably one of the most disturbing acts of violence by the government than we've seen in a generation. Like, that's what we have to center our focus around.
Johnson's executive order coming under fire from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office last Friday, which took issue with wording that suggested the mayor's office would review police investigations before they were referred to prosecutors. In a memo, the state's attorney's office said that's not only wholly inappropriate, but it also jeopardizes our ability to effectively prosecute and secure convictions when federal law enforcement agents have committed a crime. Mayor Johnson's office clarifying that he will only offer high-level policy guidance to police.
The executive order does not give any specification around me playing a role in determining whether or not a case should be referred or if a case should be prosecuted.
The mayor said he believes when it comes to holding federal agents accountable for any criminal behavior, he and the state's attorney are aligned.
This is not even about politics for me. This is about saving lives and protecting the people of Chicago. This is about establishing a precedent for the rest of the country to embrace. That's what this moment is calling for. Real, bold, tenacious leadership that is prepared and willing to stand up to a tyrant.
The executive order is now under a 30-day review period that could result in clarifications to make sure that police and everyone else involved in the investigation process are clear on their roles and responsibilities. Back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you. The March primary is just 5 weeks away from today, and early voting is already expanding. It started today in DuPage County after being delayed. It started last week in several other suburban counties. in Chicago. Early voting starts on Thursday at 2 sites, including the new super site at State and Adams. The Board of Elections gave us a first look at the new facility this morning as workers were testing and preparing the voting machines.
When it comes to our voting machines, though, there is not any major changes. We are really business as normal. We have the same touchscreen machines, we have the same ballot scanners. There is no new machines that are being tested. But what you're seeing today is testing our tried and true machines and going through all the different dozens of laws that we have to follow ahead of Election Day.
Well, the super site at State and Adams and the site at 69 West Washington opened this Thursday for the March 17th primary. The rest of the 50 wards early voting locations will open on March 2nd. And a reminder, everybody, that our Republican U.S. Senate primary forum is streaming live tomorrow at 7 p.m. We are hosting in collaboration with the League of Women Voters of Illinois and Chicago and Univision Chicago. 3 candidates scheduled to participate: Casey Klebick, Jeannie Evans, and Don Tracy. It will air in full right here on ABC 7 this Friday, right after Eyewitness News, coming your way at 10 o'clock.
Let's pause and take a look at that weather forecast. There's a live look at Navy Pier. It just feels better when you look out there because we were in the 40s today and it felt fantastic.
It looks like a lot of that frozen water is melting away too.
Melt.
I don't know. It's dark outside, but it looks gorgeous. And it feels everybody's in such a great mood too. They seem really upbeat and uplifted because we know the 40s are, well, it was 40 today.
Oh yeah,
right?
well
and
above.
The 50s are
it
coming.
looks even better next week, Greg.
Yeah, and there was like a little tinge of a smell of spring in the air too. For a brief time, it's that snow melts and the wet grass that you can actually smell again. As we're in about the mid 30s to about 40 degrees now, and it will be a cold night for us. Unfortunately, with winds out of the north, our temperatures will fall quite swiftly into the 20s as an overnight low temperature tonight, and that is due to the cloud cover thinning out. What very little cloud was in place, so it will be partly cloudy to mostly clear through those overnight hours. But over the next few days, we'll see another warm up here. We kind of idle slightly above normal on Wednesday and Thursday. There's some light mixing possible, mainly off to the south and west of our viewing area. And then Friday, the sunshine returns and we're in the 40s there, but a run to the 50s, as you said, not just one, a bunch of them in the extended forecast. We'll talk about that coming up, guys.
Okay, Greg, see you soon. A McHenry County horse stable owner is accused of sexually assaulting a teen employee. Raymond Crussell faces felony charges, and prosecutors say the 52-year-old met the teen when she took riding lessons at Crussell Stables in Richmond. When the victim got older, she started working for the stables, and prosecutors say Crussell would send her inappropriate messages and then allegedly assaulted her. Anyone with information on Crussell can contact the McHenry County Sheriff's Office.
Well, the Eye team tonight with an update. There is progress on legislation to mandate natural gas detectors in some buildings.
Consumer investigator Jason Knowles reports the bill is coming weeks after a deadly explosion out in the western suburbs.
The Eye team first reported on the problem of rising natural gas explosions and the dangers last May. Now there are developments in the legislation for natural gas alarms. Investigators say a gas leak may have caused a recent home explosion in Oswego where 2 people died, and they had to stop the gas supply to the home. Last year, the Eye team told you about how there's been reports of at least 24 natural gas explosions since 2020, and we showed you how natural gas alarms are used in addition to carbon monoxide alarms because they detect different gases with distinct dangers. Even though natural gas has an odor because of an additive, you may not always smell it. State Senator Craig Wilcox, who represents people in McHenry and Lake counties, introduced legislation which would mandate the installation of natural gas detectors in some buildings.
And it's an acknowledgement that just the rotten egg odor in natural gas often is not enough to alert residents or prevent explosions, and a natural gas detector to determine when there is a gas leak in the home is required.
The proposed mandate would apply to certain buildings with gas-fueled appliances, like residential buildings with a significant amount of tenants and some commercial buildings. Legislators now say the bill will go into a committee by March and should make it to the floor for a vote by May. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Jason, thanks. Good Samaritans hailed as heroes how 2 mothers were saved in Florida in 2 separate incidents thanks to strangers.
Incredible stories there. But first, we have local organizations banding together to save endangered species. We are taking a look at the Reverse the Red movement. That's coming up next, right after a break. Hannah. Hutchins. You are an
Yes.
floral culturist. I think I am too.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I looked it up.
This past weekend marked Reverse the Red Day. It's a worldwide celebration of conservation, and the group is dedicated to stopping extinctions and protecting endangered species.
So joining us live in our State Street studios to talk about Reverse the Red is Dr. Sylvia Alvarez-Clare, the director of the Global Tree Conservation Program at the Morton Arboretum, and Johanna Hutchins. She is an orchid floral culturist at the Chicago Botanic Garden. Yes, welcome everybody. Welcome once again.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah. Talk about what is Reverse the Red. Let's start with that.
Right. So Reverse the Red is a day held annually on February 7th to celebrate conservation success.
And it's a collaborative effort. This is not just Chicago or the Botanical Garden. Like, this is global, right?
Oh yeah, it's a global coalition with thousands of people actually preparing activities and events and celebrations for the species that they're working to save.
So Johanna, what are these species that you guys are trying to save?
So at the Chicago Botanic Garden, we're working with 2 species this year for this project. We have a magnolia from Ecuador, and we also have Stone's Paphiopedilum, which we have here with us today. It grows on cliffs in Borneo and is critically endangered. So at the Botanic Garden, we are working, because in collections, a lot of times Paphiopedilums don't bloom very often, and most collections aren't large enough to have multiple bloom at once. So we're working to promote the length of pollen so we can share pollen between other institutions, and also do some pedigree work to make sure that we're contributing to increased genetic diversity of the species.
So I saw that and it just looks like an orchid to me, but it's not. It's much more than that, because I was saying at home we have orchids and they are so challenging to keep alive and to flower. But this is endangered?
It is endangered, and so it's a Paphiopedilum, and there are over 100 species that exist worldwide, and most of them are in some sort of peril.
Wow, that's incredible.
Talk about this pledge, Doctor, about what does it mean and who does it and what is the outcome and what do you hope for this pledge?
Yeah, so for the Reverse the Red Day, one of the things that we can do is do these species pledge. So institutions or groups can pledge that they're going to contribute to advancing conservation of a particular species. So at the Morton Arboretum this year, we are pledging to contribute to conserving 4 threatened oak trees from the cloud forests in Mexico and Central America. And we are working with partners in those countries to propagate the species, try to reduce threats, and also working with communities to, create awareness and build capacity so they can become advocates for their own conservation.
Do you have are those trees here? Do they exist in the state of Illinois?
No, those are also very threatened oaks like the magnolia, but I did bring you this year the acorn that I didn't have last year from the largest acorn in the world. This is Quercus insignis.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big deal right here.
We love props.
See,
right?
how do you spell it and pronounce it again?
So it doesn't really have a common name, but it's an oak.
Okay.
They call it white oak over there, but it's called Quercus insignis. Yeah.
You know, the squirrels would love these here. I mean, that would like feed a family for a whole
Yes.
We love when you guys come and visit us, and you do so much with the community too. So I think people watch this somehow, sometimes, and they're like, how do we get involved? Like, how does the community get involved?
What can we do besides hold the acorn?
Very good at holding it.
So at the Botanic Garden, we have a lot of ways people can get involved. They can volunteer at the garden. We also have programs like Plants of Concern, where they can work monitoring some of the native species in the area. And the Arboretum also has some urban forestry programs, and you can look on their website to learn more about that.
Yeah.
And this is what I think is great is you guys are always family friendly. Like, you encourage young people to be a part of that, and that's critical to continuing your mission. It's that generation, the ones before all of us, that's really going to help save some of these species.
I think we think we're floriculturists too. Like, we have our gardens in the summer, but
she has an amazing garden on her roof.
Do you have to have a degree? And do you guys get to travel with all these endangered species? Talk about that cool participation.
Absolutely, we do. So in my case, I get to travel to the cloud forest, which is amazing. Cloud forests are one of the most threatened ecosystems in the world. They are super important for capturing water for the cities and towns below the mountains, and they are very important ecosystems that we're all trying to support with our work.
Yeah, like you get to go on vacation and save the world at the same time. I mean, and save the environment.
It's hard work.
Yeah, I can tell.
It really is.
Especially for a floriculturist.
It's an important lesson for. It's great to see you again this year, and welcome. You are welcome anytime. We'd love to have you guys on, especially in the spring and the summer, to talk all things plants and flowers and orchids.
Are they leaving anything with us?
Well, no, they're endangered. You can't take that.
Oh, okay.
Don't give it to me, because it will not survive.
We will go home. You and Wendy will work it out and make it work.
Quick info on the Morton Arboretum. Enjoy it. There's the Chicago Botanic Garden. Also open daily. Go to those websites for more information on Reverse the Red. And thanks again, ladies, for coming in.
Well,
thank you for having us.
Such a blessing and an honor. We always get educated every time they come into the studio. So thank you so much for that. But coming up, everybody, on the other side of the break, honoring the Tuskegee Airmen and the future of aviation right here in Chicago.
It's a great story, and we hope you enjoyed today's warmer weather, because it's about to get cold again, but temporarily. Greg's with us. He's got your AccuWeather forecast. Don't worry, Cheryl, because we're going to be knocking on the door of 60 next week. 60.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Hey,
it's Valentine's weekend. Hey,
yeah,
I know, right? Here we go.
It's a big studio. Yeah.
Acorns.
We could plan a lot of things here.
Thank you again. Yeah, we learned so much. We'll have better gardens next.
Welcome back, the Royal Sonesta Downtown Chicago River Camp. Anytime we have Morton on and then we have Greg on, we have to recognize that place is as special as any. to you, Greg, and your
Very
family.
special. We should have him sit there because he could do like a tutorial.
Yeah.
You know, he probably knows every plant that we bring in.
He was married there.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So he's probably stood in front of them. He has pictures in front of them.
And we go all the time to their music in the park they have there too. Like on Wednesday nights, they have bands that come in all the way through. Usually, like I'll get out from the show and I'll rush home on a Wednesday, and try and get there to get the tail end of that.
Like a date night with the wifey?
The fam is always there. Yeah,
okay.
It's the in-laws. It's the in-laws. It's the outlaws. It's like everybody is there. Yeah, we usually pack
the dog comes.
The little fella's going to be running around in no time out there.
Oh, I know. It's going to be nightmare mode. Absolutely. We had Elle chasing the cicadas the year before last, so I'm sure it's not going to be any different than that. 49 degrees, by the way, our high temperature today, which definitely feels like a spring day and starts getting your mind maybe out of the season that we are currently in, but we still do have a little digging to do. Fortunately, it may be a little bit of an easier dig than we had the last few weeks. I mean, look at these temperatures, how they've turned around. Of course, a very long string of below freezing temperatures. We broke that last Friday, had a couple cooler days. Monday was above normal, barely, and then we grabbed 49 degrees, a 10-degree increase today versus where we were yesterday. So we had a mild Tuesday. Both O'Hare and Midway hit 49 degrees, the warmest day since about a month ago, back in the middle of January. So our forecast for tonight, it calls for temperatures to drop off pretty quickly. I do want to tell you that. We're still at 40 degrees now, but a lot of 30s out there, getting pretty close to the 20s, and with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies tonight, those temperatures will very easily, a northerly wind too, those temperatures very easily will crawl into about the upper 20s for nighttime lows. I think some will hang around 30 degrees, but everybody gets down below freezing. With the amount of melting we had go on today, there's going to be some frost out there early tomorrow morning, just given the increase in moisture that we've had in there. Mid-20s there, even along the coast as you head along the shoreline as you go to the Indianapolis, Indiana Dunes and that type of area. So 28 degrees our temperature in the city for tonight, 24 out in outlying areas. We stay pretty steady here through the next couple of days. High temps will be in the upper 30s to lower 40s, but then a big surge on Friday. And that is distinctive because of our pattern change that we've had. Above normal temperatures on the way for the entire extended forecast, including all the way out to day 14. So as we get 2 weeks ahead of the 7-day forecast. And look at these 50s that start cropping up. They'll start probably on the tail end of the weekend and be here all the way through the middle of next week. So we're less than a week away from a string of 50s. Another thing I want to mention about the pattern change, and this goes to even what they were talking about from the Arboretum about the cloud forest, right? Where they have the clouds that seed the areas for rainwater. We need snow in the west to feed our crops, to feed our cattle, to feed our ski industry. All of the stuff that we rely on, they're sitting at record low snowpacks in Colorado, in Utah, in New Mexico, in Nevada, through California. It's a really bad year out there. So the fact that this is changing to a wetter pattern and they're going to get a couple feet of snow is very good. It fills up the battery basically for when everything melts off in the spring and the crops and everything actually have some of that water to drink up. So really good news about this pattern change, not only because the west gets more moisture, but because we get 50s out of all of this, because all that heat that's been locked up there decides to move somewhere and it comes to us in the Midwest. So we'll take those mid 50s and we'll allow the west to get absolutely hammered with snowfall.
I'm not going to complain. Sometimes the roles are reversed.
Right.
Upper 50s, Greg. Oh, my
In
goodness.
February.
You're a trooper. Feel better, Greg.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Oh,
He's grinding
goodness.
to give you the weather. You can get the latest forecast anytime with the free ABC 7 Chicago News app. Scan that QR code on your screen and you will get a link to download.
All right, as we celebrate Black History Month, we take a look back at the legacy left behind by some barrier breakers in the U.S. military.
Evelyn Holmes introduces us to a unique program using the lessons taught by the Tuskegee Airmen to inspire a new class of aviators.
African Americans continue to be instrumental in helping to shape the world of aviation, both here in Chicago and the nation. Today, they were honored during Black History Month.
Tuesday was a big day for Roman Caprew. He's now a licensed aviation mechanic.
Please raise your hand if a true passion in aviation brought you here.
The 22-year-old is one of several Chicago area students at the Aviation Institute of Mechanics who received their certification as the Aviation Maintenance School celebrated Black History Month by acknowledging the legacy of the Chicago Dodo chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen. Sheila Weber's father was one of the original flyers of color.
Contributions about all this.
What all these young men and women are doing now It's such a tribute to them.
For another year, the Southwest Side Schools sponsored the event that looks to highlight and elevate the Black aviators who made up the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II. Senior instructor Victor Croswell came up with the idea for today's celebration.
We'll have plenty of students coming in from all different backgrounds, minorities, women, and all of that. Because as you see, this is a gem that we got right here in our backyard.
Living Word Church pastor Dr. Bill Winston, a former fighter jet pilot who flew combat missions during the Vietnam War, served as keynote speaker and was also an award recipient. The program not only sought to celebrate the city's rich aviation history, but support the next generation of aviation maintenance professionals.
We have to work harder, and we just have to show up and just show the world how disciplined and motivated we are.
Around 9% of aircraft mechanics and service technicians in the U.S. are African American, but even fewer are Black and female. Instructor Tiffany Coleman, a licensed aviation mechanic herself, hopes to change that.
We need true representation. This particular school is the only place in aviation where you will see a multi-cultural environment.
Since opening 5 years ago, AIM Chicago has provided hands-on training for hundreds of graduates in hopes of encouraging a diverse workforce.
The celebrations and the acknowledgments will continue throughout the year in hopes of being able to honor even more people next year. Reporting from Chicago's Southwest Side, Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Such a wonderful program and so inspiring the next generation of flyers and aviation students.
The Tuskegee Airmen, a critical part of our involvement, and it's just great to look back. And I love to see the old planes too.
I know, American history. I've flown in one of those before during the Air and Water Show. It's really a powerful experience for sure.
Yeah. Thanks to Evelyn. Good Samaritan stepping up not once, but twice in Florida.
How these heroes are helping save multiple lives after a break. You have to see these stories. They are incredible, miraculous.
Good Samaritan saves a pregnant woman from a sinking car in Florida. The heroic act saving her life as well as her babies.
And it's not the only remarkable rescue in Florida recently. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
Police are praising Good Samaritans who intervened in two separate incidents in the same Florida county.
Okay.
On Sunday, Martin County deputies rushing to this canal where they found a woman and her 3 children submerged in their car.
Man, can you hear me at all?
Deputies pulling the kids and their mom out.
We learned about that crash because an observant driver was driving ahead of this female, and they noticed all of a sudden that the car behind them was no longer there.
Authorities say the woman had experienced a seizure and drove off the road. The children are said to be doing okay thanks in part to the oldest child, a 9-year-old, who held her siblings above water. Their mother is currently on a ventilator.
I was just like, okay, like you are an angel.
Days earlier in the same county, a pregnant woman on her 29th birthday crashed her car into this lake after feeling dizzy and losing control. Shedley Apollon called her fiance, but her phone died. The car was sinking and she was stuck.
I started feeling water on my feet, so I started to panic a little.
That's when a Good Samaritan nearby swam about 40 feet to the car, opened the back door, and pulled Shedley to safety.
When I got a hold of her and turned around, the car was already under the water.
Shedley was taken to the hospital where doctors performed an emergency C-section. Her fiancé was there as their baby daughter Ivory was born.
Hearing that first cry after she came out was the most beautiful thing ever.
She's very lucky. She's blessed. She lost the car, but she has a baby.
We can share this with her one day, and I can laugh with her. And now that we share a birthday, like, our bond is just tighter than ever.
Shedley says she can't wait to hold her daughter outside the hospital. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
Pretty incredible.
Incredible. Miraculous. I mean,
I
that's
think
the
that's
only
fair.
thing in a
Yep.
higher intervention somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. And a little Ivory born.
I know the story she gets to tell, you know. Oh my goodness.
People
All right.
in this world. Some
Yeah.
developments in the Guthrie case. We're on it. We'll update you tonight at 10. Cheryl and I'll be here. Greg, get some rest.
All right.
Okay.